Alright, today we're focusing on smart serving strategy. How can your serve deceive your opponent? First, the fast, long serve. To practice, get low, toss the ball, and accelerate through contact. So, how do you make this fast serve instantly deceptive? Start your motion as if you're serving side underspin. This is your initial disguise, as it's a common serve. Wait until the ball is dropping, then switch to the fast serve motion. This makes it a real threat. Don't reveal your intent early. The key is the last second change. Switch from a spin motion to a flat, fast motion just before contact. This gives your opponent minimal time to react, as this serve relies on speed, not spin. Show them an underspin racket angle first, and only change your paddle face as the ball drops. This sudden change is what creates the surprise. Second point. How do you make that same fast serve heavy and sinking? My sinking fast serve technique is extremely effective. Contact the ball on the lower half of your paddle. Use a sharp, downward snap of the forearm. This will give your serve a sinking effect. Remember the two keys: contact the lower part of the racket and use a forearm snap. This creates a serve that's very awkward for your opponent. They'll either hit it into the net or push it high. I use this serve often. Just a couple per game will surely win you points. Now, when serving for speed, how do you startle them? Your setup should be quiet, but stomp your foot hard at the moment of contact. If you don't stomp, they can time their return off the sound of the first bounce, making it easy to judge. So, keep your initial motion silent, using a slow, pause, fast rhythm. Slow, pause, toss the ball, and lift your foot as the ball drops. The stomp must be loud enough to mask the sound of the first bounce. This makes the serve feel incredibly sudden. Synchronize your foot stomp with the sound of the ball's first bounce on your side. This is crucial for fast serves. The stomp not only adds power but also causes a split second of hesitation in your opponent, forcing a weak return and giving you the advantage. So, when you prepare and toss, make sure to time that stomp perfectly. Next, let's talk about deceptive short serves that create misjudgment. This is very important. Short serves must be paired with good placement. If you serve with heavy spin, it must be very short. If they fail to step in on time, they'll put it in the net. So, for a heavy spin serve, make it short enough to bounce back towards the net. The threat of a short serve is that it dies, preventing the opponent from using the ball's pace. It's easier to push when you can use the incoming energy. Without it, the ball will drop into the net because of the backspin. To produce this heavy backspin serve that sucks back toward the net after the bounce, tilt the paddle with the left edge high and the right edge low at impact, for righties. Practice serving it as short as possible. If your opponent misjudges the length, they will net the ball. Therefore, your initial setup must always look like you're about to serve long. Prepare with a big backswing, scooping under the ball. Your body language should be aggressive, as if you're about to hit a winner. Look, same motion, long serve. Same motion, short serve. Your backswing and setup must be identical for both. The only difference is the final acceleration. If I accelerate forward, it's long. If I decelerate, it's short. I suggest you start by serving long with this big motion to establish the pattern. Then, suddenly serve short. They won't be able to adjust. Second, where is the most awkward placement for a short serve? For underspin serves, making the ball spin back toward the net is what throws opponents off the most. For topspin or no-spin serves, the middle of the table is the most difficult spot. Everyone can handle a short forehand serve, but the middle and wide angles are tricky. So when serving short topspin or no-spin, you need some deception. To create a spin versus no-spin illusion, make it look like your arm is working hard, but keep your racket face still. This produces zero spin. Keep the racket face stable and just flick your wrist. It looks like you're brushing the ball, but in reality, there's no spin at all. Your opponent will push it, and the ball will pop up high. Be ready to attack. You must use a wrist flick to imitate the motion of a spin serve. Then, stomp your foot to fake the effort. You have to be a bit of an actor. Use your arm and leg for power, but not your hand. This creates the illusion of heavy spin when you're just flicking your wrist. For sidespin serves, your follow-through must go downwards to disguise it. If your follow-through finishes high, your opponent can easily read that it's a side topspin serve. But if your follow-through goes up and then down, it disguises the topspin. Let me break this down for you in slow motion. The same logic applies to the hook serve. You need to know your serve's purpose. Are you showing your hand or hiding it? If I serve a hook side topspin with maximum spin and speed, I'm showing my hand. I'm daring you to return it. If your serve isn't exceptional in speed or spin, you must rely on deception, your hidden card. A hidden card means sacrificing some spin. Maybe use only 50% topspin and then follow through downwards. Don't serve with full spin. A full spin serve is easy to read and has a higher arc. So, use less spin and a quick, deceptive follow-through. The goal is confusion. If your spin is truly exceptional, they'll flick it long or can't push it down. In that case, serve it openly and create psychological pressure. I'm telling you what it is, but you can't return it. Decide if you want them to miss from the spin itself or from your deception. So for our side spin serve, the motion goes slightly up, but the forearm must finish in a downward motion. This makes it much harder to read as a topspin serve. Add a body weight drop, and they are very likely to push it, setting up your third ball attack. That's how you combine short serves. Now, for long serves, you must understand this. For long serves, if I cut the side of the ball, I get more speed. If I cut under the ball, I get more spin. You have to observe what your opponent struggles with. I'll serve to their backhand corner, first with more side spin and speed. If they can't return it, especially players who loop with their racket face angled to the right, they are vulnerable to side spin. Good, then I'll keep serving that. Once they adapt, I'll use the same backhand serve but with a flatter racket face to generate more underspin. See, now it's heavy spin, and they start failing to lift the ball again. When they start adjusting to add more lift and play safer, you switch back to the fast serve. Keep varying your serves. Staying one step ahead of your opponent is the key to winning. You must base your serve selection on your opponent's habits. Watch them out of the corner of your eye. If they start their backswing right after the first bounce, serve a dead, floaty ball with lots of side spin. If they wait until the ball is close to them to start their backswing, you must serve it fast. Absolutely do not give them a slow ball. You must jam them. Once you have this ability, your game will become much more fluid. Let's use a carrot to visualize the backhand side. There's the top for the wide corner, the middle, and the tip. Near the center line. Start by serving to the middle. If they handle it, serve to the wide corner. If they handle that, serve to the tip. Watch their backhand stroke. Some players are strong on the wide ball because of their swing path. Some players like to wipe the ball with a brushing loop. The more you serve to their middle, the more they can do this, which is awkward for you. For these players, serve wide. They won't be able to connect properly and will miss the ball. For players who loop with their racket tip facing right, serve to their middle. When they try to loop, they'll hit the net. You have to read their technique. You have to prescribe the right medicine for the illness. A player with standard technique will be most comfortable in the middle, so you must move them around. For players with an early backswing, I serve a slow, half-long ball that they can't generate power on. Against players with a late backswing, I serve fast to jam them, even with less spin. Now, for a master tip, the surprise serve to the forehand. With this trick, even professional players are caught off guard. First, when serving long to the forehand, never point your right shoulder at your opponent. Keep both of your shoulders facing forward. From this stance, they won't expect a serve down the line. If you turn your body, they will anticipate and prepare for the forehand serve. Second, the rules state the umpire must see the point of contact. So, we'll let them see it. But how much you show them is the trick. The key is to only show them the racket. If they see your forearm, your deception is gone. These are two completely different looks. Third, prepare, and at the last possible moment as the ball drops, execute the serve. Give them no time to judge. First, make them think it's an underspin serve to their backhand. Then, just before contact, make a sudden, small change. How do you serve a hook serve to the forehand? My normal hook serve motion is aimed at the backhand corner. After completing 2/3 of that motion, I snap my wrist to redirect the ball. The entire beginning of the motion is identical to my backhand serve, with only a last-second change. This makes it extremely awkward. You must first establish the backhand serve motion, and then change it at the end. After serving, shift your position towards your forehand to cover their return. They'll try to force a quality shot and end up making an error. Start with a straight motion, then use your wrist to hook the ball back. Don't angle your arm early, that's a dead giveaway. Keep the forearm straight initially. After the main motion is complete, use your wrist to change direction. They won't be able to judge, thinking the ball will go to their backhand. Every time I serve to their forehand, it's with this last-second wrist hook. If I start with my body turned, they will attack it aggressively, they can read it. I've seen players at my club, sometimes they serve to your backhand like this, other times to your forehand like that. It's very confusing. You have to use the entire table to your advantage. For the hook serve, this works for long serves, and it works for short serves too. Watch, my first serve is to the backhand corner. For the next one, I'll serve short to their forehand. Faking a lot of effort, but a flick of the wrist sends the ball right over. First serve to the backhand corner, then switch to a short forehand serve. They will definitely make a mistake. Because this hook side topspin serve has a high kick, they instinctively try to push when they see it's short. Every time I serve this, amateurs can't react, because they always think it's going long. Record and watch your serves. If you think your serve is deceptive, but you can't even fool yourself when watching the video, you'll never fool your opponent. After watching, you will know exactly what you need to improve.